Hi, I'm Dale Peterson, founder and program chair of S4 Events. And I wanted to do this short video to give people who hopefully will submit something to S423 some guidance on how to better get your proposal accepted and to get up on one of those three S4 stages. Now, first, the details. S423 is going to be February 14th through the 16th in Miami South Beach. We're moving to a beautiful new venue. The old one, which we liked very much, is closing, but we're moving to the Lowe's. The CFP, the call for presentations for this event, is open until August 31st. So it opened on June 15th. It'll be open for about 2.5 months. You can see the link down below, s4xevents.com/CFP. That's where you can submit, or you can send something to s4@digitalbond.com, and we'll get it and we'll look at it. Now, I'll get a little bit more into how to get your proposal accepted in a second. But first, as an overview on S4, first of all, I hope many of you have had a chance to go. If you haven't, you should. I think you'd really enjoy it. But we aim the event, we build the event. Everything we do in designing the event is for the advanced ICS security professional, the top talent, the top 10%, the early adopter, the people that are pushing the industry forward, the people that want to know what's coming next in the next 1 to 3 years. So what this means is that a lot of sessions that people normally would submit to conferences just aren't a fit. Best practices presentations, lessons learned presentations, case studies, and has nothing to do with those other reasons, but we also don't tend to take many panels. We get a lot of panel presentations. Those are all great. I'm not saying those are not valuable events, but we want events that are more future focused. And I'd almost say that if your proposal would be accepted at other events, again, other great ICS security events, they might not be a good fit for S4. You should be looking for something different for S4. Our tagline is create the future. So we are really looking for sessions that will help these leaders in the audience, these early adopters, this top talent in the audience. We're hoping to give them ideas and information and spur their creativity to help them create the future. Of course, whatever you present, if it's along those lines, you could win a lot of proponents that will help you create the future. Now, when it comes to submitting, we're not looking for long, detailed submissions. This is not a formal refereed process. You submit something, we look at it, we'll get you back a yes, no, or maybe, or, if it's something we're probably interested in, a lot of questions immediately. So I typically tell people if they're sending more than 3 paragraphs, they're probably sending too much. What we really want to know is, what is your big idea? And why is it new and important to creating the future? What we typically see people do is they'll spend most of their write-up talking about the problem. And then at the very end, they'll say, and this talk will tell you how to solve the problem. Now, if that's what you're going to submit, I won't tell anyone not to submit, but we'll go back to you with a question. We'll say, okay, that's great. I understand the problem. Yes, it is a big problem. I don't understand your solution. What is your new big idea? How are you going to solve this problem? So don't spend so much time describing the problem. Actually lead in that first paragraph. It'd be great if you said, this is my big idea. This is why it's new and important. But keep it short. Don't overthink it. Send it in. We'll give you some really quick feedback. And I would also encourage you, if you want to get accepted, the earlier you submit, the better. Because what happens is they come in, we review them, and we accept some of them. And now there are fewer open slots. So if you wait till the second half of August, we'll probably have 70% of the agenda for the 3 stages filled out, and you'll be competing for that smaller slice. And we, quite frankly, we get more selective because we can at that point. So early submission increases your chance of acceptance. We have 3 stages at S4. The main stage, this is the biggest stage. This is where we have our keynotes and our plenaries, but we also have that running out throughout the days. These are, again, advanced talks. So we're not looking for 101 level talks. Don't dumb it down, but it's typically not a highly technical talk. It's more of a big picture issue, or it could be a related field issue, something that is not specifically ICS security, but affects ICS security. Maybe something on cyber insurance, maybe something on the psychology of the attacker, things of that nature. We also have interviews on that stage. And to the degree that we have panels, and again, we typically will have 1 or 2, they would be on that stage. Now, stage 2 technical deep dives, that's really the history of S4. That's why we started the event. These are super gory technical talks. You cannot be too technical on that stage. We actually want you to lose some of the audience. That's what the audience comes for when they come to stage 2. They want gory technical information. So if you're submitting to stage 2, again, a common mistake we see is people go very broad. You can't get very technical if you have a broad talk. You can talk about generalities, but you can't get very specific. So find your key point, the most important point, and dive deep into that. Get really technical on that. Spend, 20 out of your 25 minutes on that technical talk. Now, stage 3 is something that we've been working on for years. We, quite frankly, have never done stage 3 right. It was a sponsor stage for a while, and all sponsors got to talk, and the quality of those varied a great deal. We tried partners taking over the stage, but accidentally, I think last year, we came across something that'll work. So stage 3 is where we're going to have what I call special sessions. On stage 3 at S4x23, we had, for example, an ICS for ICS exercise. We had an SBOM birds of a feather sort of meeting that went longer. We actually had our advanced training, 90-minute training sessions on stage 3. So stage 3 is going to be where we do those sorts of things. So you may have a talk that you submit for the main stage or stage 2, and we'll say, that might work well on stage 3. For example, we might take a whole half day and just focus on supply chain issues on stage 3. Stage 3, to be honest, might be more similar to other event stages than the main stage and stage 2. But we're looking to put some, I guess, some more focused but detailed content on stage 3. When you submit, you can suggest whether it go on the main stage, stage 2, or stage 3, but we'll put it where we think it makes the most sense. And again, I would say that the key is we will work with you. So if you submit something and we think there's a kernel of an idea that'll make a great S4 talk, we'll go back and forth. And people that have submitted know, oftentimes that back and forth is 5 or 6 times. But really what we're trying to do is have your session be very successful. Here's what you get if you're an S4 speaker. First of all, you get a free ticket to the event, of course. And we treat our speakers really well. We have people dedicated to look after you before and after the session. We have makeup sessions. We give you detailed instructions. You'll get a great video. We spend a lot of money on our staging and our video. There are multi-camera shoots. You can actually see the results at S4X events. Or no, let me scratch that, at the YouTube channel, S4 Events. That's where you can see the S4x23 videos, and we improve every year. So you'll get a great video, and of course, we'll use that video on the YouTube channel, but you can use it for whatever you want, you or your company. In whole and part, you can cut it up. We just ask that you note it came from S4 when you put it up. So you get free ticket, you'll get that, you'll get the swag bag. Now, our speaker swag bag, if you're a first-year speaker, you get this spider vest that says you're an S4 performer. If you are a repeat speaker, then we have a very special gift. I think this is the best gift we've ever given. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want anyone to copy it, but I think it is truly great and will be very memorable. But you'll get the speaker swag bag. One note on that while I'm talking about that. We actually give the benefit to first-time speakers. So it's not that if you've submitted before, we won't accept the talk. But for example, if you submitted at S4x22, the bar is higher for you. If you submitted a talk and you were a first-time speaker, and we might say, yes, if you spoke the year before, we've raised the bar. It has to really be a great talk for us to accept it because we want to put new faces on stage. We don't want to have the usual suspects. Now, there are a few people that are very good at submitting things and have been on year after year. But we try to get new people. Now, if you talked, let's say back in S420, we're not going to have that bar raised. So you get that, you get the great video, you get, I would say, very important, you get to have an influence. When you give your talk, if this is something you care about, and you really shouldn't talk about something on stage that you don't care about, that you're not passionate about. If you care about this, this is a great place to make a difference. A lot of new initiatives have come from S4. A lot of new companies have started from S4. People have been able to work on their dream project because people saw it at S4 and said, we want to hire you to do that. So if you have an idea you care about, you should try to get on the S4 stage. And then finally, we do have a limited amount of speaker travel stipends. And our goal here is really to make sure that the speaker themselves is not out of pocket. So if you've got a great session and we want you to come at S4 and your company is either a startup that doesn't have any money or, it's you doing it personally, we'll cover your travel costs. If you work for a large company and the company's going to benefit from it, you're not eligible for the speaker stipend. You can always ask for it, but it's really designed so that the speaker themselves are not out of pocket. I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can submit them to s4@digitalbond.com or hit me up on social media. I'd be happy to answer those. We like to get in as many things as we can. If you know of someone doing great work that we should have at S4, I'd love the tip. Really appreciate that. We get about half of our talks through the call for presentations, and the other half we search out for the best work being done out there. So that's it. Submit at s4xevents.com/CFP or send it to s4@digitalbond.com. Good luck, and I hope many of you get up on the S4 stage.